Hey guys, and thank you for tuning in to Guardian Devil Kitchens. Thank you for watching our channel. This is Brandon with Guardian Devil Kitchens, Guardian Devil Kennels. First off, I want to say that this video is dedicated to Astrid, a breeder of Doberman in Mexico. Thank you for the very nice letter. It was very sincere. Once again, I appreciate it. Alright, on with the meal. I call this one veal parmigiana for dogs, raw dog food. It consists of eggs, bananas, carrots, broccoli, some flaxseed, some diced tomato that we're going to dice up, a little bit of tomato sauce, some Parmesan cheese. We're going to use about a half a bag of cheddar cheese I got sitting behind there, a few apples, some potatoes. I have some white potatoes and wheat potatoes, or sweet potatoes, excuse me. I have some pinto beans, some cottage cheese, a little bit of grated Parmesan cheese, and for the meats we have ground beef in the middle right there, some pork neck bones that we're going to sear, along with some veal neck bones, veal riblets, and some arm blades. Also, we have chicken thighs. Now, this meal is very meaty, very good, very healthy for your dogs. In the beginning, I just want to say, with the tomatoes, a lot of people say, can you feed your dogs tomatoes? Well, yes, you can feed your dogs tomatoes. It has a lot of good stuff in tomatoes. I would suggest you guys read up on tomatoes so that way you can actually learn the truth about tomatoes instead of just listening to somebody who's uneducated and tries to tell you, don't feed your dog this, don't feed your dog that. But tomatoes are good for the dogs, but the main thing you want to focus on is to make sure that you get rid of this part right here, the inner core. Also, never feed your dog tomato plants or tomato leaves, the part of the leaf that normally sticks out of here. Those parts of the tomato can do harm to your dog. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get on to the veal parmigiana so you guys can see how to complete this meal. Take a few of your neck bones here. I got a few pork neck bones right here. I'm going to sear these pork neck bones like I've done in other recipes before. I got a pan that's already heating up. I'm going to put these in here and let them sear on each side just to bring out the flavor. Once again, just to do something different. Going to also sear a few of these veal neck bones. Alright, throw a couple in there. These are the veal neck bones and the pork neck bones in the pot, or the pan. Now, these aren't all of them. See, I still have a lot left over here. Very meaty meal. But I do want to cook a little bit of them. Okay, guys, I let that second side sear a little bit now, and these are seared to my satisfaction. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get these over to a plate. Just like last time, guys, if you pay attention to all my videos, I'm going to get all these over to a plate. Once I get them over to a plate, I'm going to let them cool. Then I will toss them into the mixing bowl after they're cooled. They're still raw too, by the way, guys. I just seared them just a little bit. They still have red meat on the inside, so you can still see it. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm going to get these over here to this plate, like so. Looking very delicious, very scrumptious. Nice. Left a little bit of grease in the pan. We're going to throw some eggs in there. Alright guys, what I've done now is I've tossed about 6 eggs over into that pan. We made the seared veal and seared pork in, and I'm just going to give these a thorough mix, break them up a little bit in the pan. We'll scramble these, let them cool. They're nice and scrambled now, as you can see. Dice them. Turn the fire off. I'm going to get these over to our mixing bowl. Alright guys, so make sure you get your potatoes over to a convection oven or into a regular oven. I cook mine on high heat for about 40 minutes, 45 minutes, sometimes longer. Depends on how many potatoes you put in there. Right now I don't have too many in there, so I'm just going to let these cook for about 45 minutes, and I'll take those out, let them cool, and I'll chop them up for the food. Okay guys, what I'm going to do here is, since I bought a steak of veal, a piece of the blade, I'm going to dice it into strips like so, and then dice it into chunks. Or you can leave it in strips. You can dice it, however. If you have a smaller breed dog, cut it up smaller. If you have a large breed dog, you can leave it large or cut it small, whatever he prefers or she prefers. But today I'm going to dice it into maybe strips half the size of those right there. Okay, as I got my loose sections of veal without the bone cut up right now. So I'm going to go ahead, I already put the eggs over into this mixing bowl. I'm going to go ahead and put my pieces of veal, my loose portions with no bone in them, over into that mix. Alright guys, the next step is going to be to dice up our tomato into little cubes. Remember, as I said in the beginning of the video, be sure to remove the top of the tomato where the plant and the vine were last left, because you do not want to feed that section or that portion to your dog. So just go ahead, toss that in the garbage, and we're going to focus on this part, the goodies, and we're going to get that diced up and over into our mixing bowl. So here we go over into our mixing bowl. All right. The white potatoes and the sweet potatoes, I went ahead and took the liberty to go ahead and chop them up off of camera. I just diced them into little cubes. Now that we have those diced up, same as all the other ingredients, transfer them over into our mixing bowl. Every little piece of it. Alright, what you're going to do next is go ahead and get some of these beautiful apples that we have here. We're going to take them and chop them into sizes like this. I'm going to go ahead and it's a quick process. And that's all this should take, guys. You should have beautiful diced apples after that. So I'm going to go ahead and get these over to my mixing bowl. Okay, and now the broccoli. We're going to do the same thing. Dice it up into little sections. That way you can put it into your food processor. Looks good. What we're going to do is get this over into the bowl. My blade fell over into the bowl. Got to make sure to get that out. You don't want to feed the dogs a food processor blade. The carrots, just get them into small sections, small enough to get into your food processor. Give it a few hits. It takes a couple. Saves you a lot of time in the kitchen, guys. Alright, now let's go over into the bowl too, guys, along with all the other ingredients. Get those over in there. Guys, I got 3 peeled bananas here. I'm going to do the same thing as everything else. Just going to break these with my hand and toss them over into the food processor. Just break them up into little pieces like this, just small enough to get into my food processor. Alright, put these over into there. Just like that. I'm going to put the top on, guys. Same as everything else that went into the food processor. Give it a few hits. Now we have some nice bananas to add to our dog food. We're going to add in our pinto beans into our mix. A few pinto beans there. Alright. Shredded Parmesan. Alright, that'll do it. A little bit of cheddar cheese. Alright, that should do it. Alright, also some cottage cheese. Dogs love cottage cheese, by the way. Gonna put in some of that grated Parmesan. Flaxseed is really good for the dogs. Milled flaxseed I have here. I picked that up from Walmart. Omega-3s, all types of other good stuff. Do your research on flaxseed. Gonna toss that over into there. Excellent for dogs. Alright, now we're gonna give this a mix. These are all our ingredients minus the meat. Give this a good mix, then we'll move on to the meats, adding them in. Oh guys, I almost forgot to add a little bit of tomato sauce. Just a little bit. That's what everything's like mixed so far. So now we're going to move on to our meats. We're going to get all of our meats over into this mix. So remember from earlier, I seared a few neck bones, pork and veal neck bones. I'm definitely going to toss those all into the pot, mixing pan. All right. Now I'm going to throw in a chunk of ground beef. A chunk of ground beef. All that ground beef you guys seen in the beginning of the video I'm putting in. I make so much food because I have so many dogs and I have to feed them so many times a day. Alright, so next I'm going to put in the veal neck bones. Alright, a few pork neck bones. It's really hard to tell the difference on the camera. Alright, toss that in there. Alright, and last but not least, we're going to throw in a few whole chicken thighs that have been deboned. Not cut up, but deboned. Alright guys, to make it real meaty. It's a lot of meat here, guys. All you see is meat on top. I'm going to go ahead and give this a mix, put it in a dog food bowl, and show you the presentation. All right, guys, here you go. This is the finished product here, all in a bowl, ready to go, ready to be fed to your dog. This is veal parmigiana, raw dog food with other meat included, other ingredients included, of course, if you watch the entire video. All right, this is Brandon from Guardian Devil Kitchens. I just want to say once again, thanks for watching. And this meal is good from the bowl to the soul, and your puppy's going to love you for it. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in.